Hi, my name is Valeria from group 426B, and I'm going to talk about some English topics like going to, will, and used to. First, be going to. We use be going to when we speak in future, and we use be going to when we talk about a definite plan. The structure is in affirmative sentences, subject, verb to be, going to, verb to simple form, and the complement. For example, I am going to call my best friend tonight, and he's going to cook a cake tomorrow. The negative form is subject, verb to be, not, going to, verb to simple form, and the complement. For example, I am not going to call my best friend tonight, and he isn't going to cook a cake tomorrow. In the interrogative sentences is verb to be, subject, going to, verb to simple form, complement, and question mark. For example, are you going to call your best friend tonight? Or is he going to cook a cake tomorrow? We use be going to when we have a previous plan. For example, I am going to get married this year. This means I have a boyfriend. We have a decision and we have a previous plan. Curious fact. An informal way to say going to is gonna. Like, I am gonna to start to practice soccer. Now I am going to talk about will. We use will when we have an intention. The structure is in affirmative sentences, the subject, will, verb to simple form, and the complement. For example, I will see you next week. Will have a contraction like this. She'll be happy to see you. The negative form is subject, will, plus not, or the construction, won't, verb to simple form, and the complement. For example, I will not see you next week. Or the contraction, she won't be happy to see you. The interrogative sentences is will, subject, verb to simple form, complement, and question mark. Will you see me next week? Will she be happy to see you? We use will when we have a promise or an intention like I am president, I will focus on education. Or when we make a decision at the moment, like I'll seek it up. Or when we say a prediction, like if the bee stings you, you will die. Finally, I am going to talk about used to. We use used to when we talk about the past. It is not a tense, but it's like a tense. It's a special structure. The structure is in affirmative, subject, used to, verb in simple form, and the complement. For example, I used to want to study economy. When there is no this in the sentences, we say used to. The negative form is subject, did, not, or didn't, used to, and verb in simple form, and the complement. For example, I didn't used to want to study economy. When there is did in the sentences, we say used to. The interrogative form is did, subject, used to, verb in simple form, complement, and the question mark. For example, did you used to want to study economy? Again, when there is did in the sentences, we say used to. We used to talk about an activity that we did regularly in the past, like a habit or a situation that was true in the past. For example, I used to be a professional soccer player. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed the presentation. My name is Valeria.